Good morning and welcome again to yet another edition of this podcast with myself, Ojonimi. If you're visiting for the first time, nice to meet you. Please let me know in the comment section what time you're streaming this. And for those who made it to the 4 a.m. watch hours, big kudos to you. You are the real MVP. I want to tell you to dream again. I can't say what your dream or your dreams were, if you currently are working towards actualizing it or not, or if the course of your life has veered off completely from the dreams and the aspirations you had growing up. I want to tell you, it's never too late to pick it up and dream again. I will tell you a little story about myself. Growing up, I had always had a passion to be around places where music songs were created or rehearsed. I can remember crying and pleading to go with my older siblings for a children's rehearsal they had in church for a big program that was coming up. I can remember it so vividly till today, so much that after the program, I remember they came home with a paper face cap with a cowbell logo on it. So if you don't know what cowbell is, that's if you're listening from outside Nigeria, it's a company brand that produces dairy products here in Nigeria. Another memory that comes to mind was when I was in primary 2, I auditioned during one of our music classes to sing in a concert that was organized to welcome the then First Lady, or I would say Second Lady, because she was the wife of the Vice President, the then Vice President, Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Also, I auditioned to be part of the school band team, like the parade band team, for morning assemblies, and this trend was consistent for me through my growth stage, even to when I got into high school. As a person, I was well above average in terms of performing in tasks that I set my mind to. So the general expectation was I should do what intelligent kids do, which is study medicine. So I began to convince myself and convince my life that if it was medicine that was going to make me rich, because of course I really wanted to be rich, like the financial independence kind of rich, then medicine it is. So I started pushing towards doing well in sciences, and I started preparing myself for medical school. Just before I was going to resume high school, that's SS1 now, there was this long break, usually given like a 4 months break after you finish your middle school exam. That's the GS3 WAEC exams. And during this period, my mom wanted me to learn the computer and IT related stuff. But in my heart of hearts, it was music all the way, like all the way. But she insisted, so I signed up for the computer tutorials. And what took others 2 months to learn, I had covered in less than 2 to 3 weeks. Now, this was because, and this is my approach to things, if I truly don't want to continue with something if it doesn't catch my interest and I'm obligated to, this is what I do. I force myself to do it so well so that nobody will have any cause or excuse to call me back to it. So that was what I did when they signed me up to this computer program, because I liked computer, but I only liked the games on it as at then. It wasn't my fancy, like music was what it was for me. And so my mom finally realized music was the passion for me, and so she got me a tutor. There were so many obstacles and so many discouragements along the way. There was this time I was to play for a carol in high school. I remember this so vividly. And the music director, who happened to be one of our French teachers then, told me to leave the piano. That's giving me the impression of music was not for my kind, because true, then I was really quiet and shy and all that. So I faced other obstacles like not having an instrument to practice with almost throughout high school. There was no piano, no guitars. So I even began to train under a student to learn the trumpet, and I played the trumpet for like 2 to 3 years. Everything wasn't going as planned and everything wasn't going right. But the one thing I had concluded was I wasn't going to give up. I was going to follow the passion. That's all I did. At the point when I didn't have piano, I followed the passion. I kept learning music but using a different instrument. Trumpet was my instrument. I went on parade drums, learning rhythm. I was just following the passion. Until today, I still face so many challenges. I'll share one major one with you. After high school, I decided to take music seriously. So I had decided that the bass guitar was going to be my primary instrument. And so that was it. But I will tell you what, for the past 10 years, like count back now, for the past 10 years, I have been made to play the piano, which is not really my primary instrument. And I'll tell you why. For every time, this is why I'm still playing the piano till now. For every time I was in a band situation, most of the pianists were too rudimentary, and it began to affect my growth and productivity as a bassist. So I had to learn the piano to cover that void of proficiency from the pianists around me. Like there was just this very big void of incompetence, or that's been too basic and too rudimentary. I'm currently studying mining engineering and I'm in my final year. Honestly speaking, I was going to change department. So this is one truth I'm having to let out now that many people didn't know about me. I was going to change my department while in my sophomore year. So that's like my second year. But my CGPA, as at that time and even now, was so high, my level coordinator wasn't going to let me change. But I still kept my dreams alive, and by the grace of God, some of it are playing out already. I don't know. Okay, but you don't know this about me. But do you know there were 3 to 4 years where I felt like I was going to give up everything. I felt like I was not growing musically again. I'd lost my dreams, and maybe I should just find something else that catches my fancy. Like I gave up on the whole process. No productions, nothing. I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't taking any master class. I just plateaued. I wasn't improving. And I did, like I literally gave up everything. Even as at early last year, I went through a phase in my life that wasn't so good, and for 3 to 4 months I wasn't practicing, I wasn't composing, I wasn't doing anything. Like I lost the passion completely. And actually I started trying out other things just to chill. I was just doing it to chill because I'm not the type that would want to be idle. There's a way it bites me. I don't like to be idle. So I started trying other things, and that's just to use it to while away time. But in my deepest mind, I said to myself, I'm not giving up. I know this downtimes and everything has come. It looks like it's not working, but I'm not going to give up. Now, some of you are currently in spaces and situations that don't look like what you dreamed of. Maybe a job that is completely off the grid of your passion and your dreams. Relationships that you're having to endure rather than enjoy. This is particularly to musicians now. You've reached that plateau in your development and it taunts you every day. Like, you're like, can I get any better? Can I get any better? You thought being better was when you got that instrument, but now you've gotten the instrument and even the inspiration to practice or to compose on it is challenging, I understand. For others, you've tried to record a single or an album and it was a failed project. You tried to start a band and no sooner than later, you had to disband. You tried setting up a music school and a learning platform and it failed. In the church where you serve, you happen to be like maybe a one-man band or something. Guess what? You are not alone. Several other people have gone through and are going through similar situations. But I want to encourage you to dream again and follow your dreams. Write the vision and make it plain, like Habakkuk says. Buy that instrument again. Pick your pen and start writing those songs again. And if it's other endeavors, so I might be having a bias for musicians on today's podcast, but please just pardon me. It could be artistry, it could be fashion and designing, it could be catering, it could be acting, it could be dancing, whatever it is. Just pick it up and begin to do it again. Because you know what? The state of the world is not at its best. The state of the world is not at its best, honestly. Guess what that does for you? It has opened the doors for you to truly follow your dreams. In a country where doctors, lawyers are not even sure of job security again, like a country like my own country, my blessed country, and nobody can really tell what works and what doesn't work in terms of career pursuit again, it is the best chance for you to wake up and pursue your dreams, because nobody is saying you would have to stick to this, you would have to stick to that. Let me leave you with this counsel. So, I would always like to give you counsels at the end. Write down what that dream is again, if it's something you want to do or how you've imagined your life to play out. And then sincerely talk to God about it. So that's number 2. Sincerely talk to God about it. Just be open, just be honest. He sees your heart. Number 3, look for 3 to 4 people who are already doing what it is you want to do in terms of your dreams. Or, in other words, look for 2, 3, 4 people that are living your dream life already. Number 4, study hacks, study structures, study principles, study all the necessary things that you will need to know about that field where you have a dream. Because this is another thing that frustrates people. They have a dream of where they want to be. Sorry, I'm still bringing it back to music. But they have zero idea of the processes that will bring that dream to reality. And then it broods frustration for them. And then you see someone being discouraged in their vision and all that. So, download tutorials, download master classes. The YouTube is a learning platform where you could learn tons of things, okay? Number 5, write down 2 projects you want to execute before the end of the year as it regards to your dreams. So I don't know if your dreams is doing something or having something or being in a particular place, but this particular counsel is for those who your dream requires you doing something. I'll give an example. If your dream was to be like a professional dancer, is it possible for you to put out 2 videos, maybe a cover video or a tutorial video, whatever it is you want to put out, 2 at least this year? And then finally, don't go around telling people your dreams. This is one big mistake many of us had made. Don't go around telling people your dreams. Focus and begin to work it out. Create savings for it. Register or buy that course. Go for training, etc. And I know you will get there if you start today. Leave a like, leave a comment if you found any value in today's podcast. Thank you for listening. I remain your host. Bye for now and see you in the next one.